Right, hello guys, watching the Geek Cinema, and today we're talking about Halloween, the 2018 to 2022 version. Yes, I've never watched this franchise before, so I dipped my toe into it. Sorry about the light, I can't actually get rid of it for some reason. I watched the extended cut for number 2 as well. So I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on all three, watching them for the first time, never really watching this franchise. I haven't watched the originals. Let's go. So it dives in quite well with the backstory, I think, with Michael Myers and obviously the original actress who doesn't get believed at the very beginning of the first film. I do think the first film is the strongest out of the three. Then I would say the weakest is probably, I don't know, because number 2 and number 3, like I think number 2 is definitely weaker than number 1, but number 3 is just on a different level. Like, it just takes a different turn completely. It was totally not what I was expecting. But let's get on to the first one. So, the introduction with him being in the mental asylum sort of thing, and the reporters trying to bring the mask and try and get information from him, and him just not standing there, look menacing, this old man. It still worked quite creepily. Obviously, when the asylum and he breaks out and starts killing everyone, the reporters and everything, and even the second one, killing the people that are trying to help him, the firefighters, and just that constant menacingness and just never talking, just silent breathing. It was good. It was the way they did Michael Myers was brilliant. But also in the first one, very much had that presence, and I think it worked so well. And obviously, the main woman trying to convince her family and then just not believing it all, or wanting to entertain the idea and stuff, and they just want to move on with their own lives, and calling their nan like basically a head case and stuff is quite, you know. But the flashbacks were quite used quite well in 1 and 2. They used the flashbacks quite well in that as well, I thought. And of course, yeah, the first one being a trap and making their house into this trap sort of thing, and then blowing up Michael Myers was pretty cool. I liked it. I thought it was really well. I think you could end off there as a one-off if you really wanted to. But they continue on with the second one. And the second one, I do feel like in certain ways is a bit, like it drops down a little within the pacing at the beginning and stuff. But yeah, they kill off the mom, which I thought was annoying in the first one. But in the second one, I thought she stepped up so well, and I thought, yeah, the mom in this, our main antagonist daughter, I was annoyed with her, and then eventually started to enjoy, and they killed the mom off in the end. So, yay, we just got the original and her granddaughter now for the third one. But yeah, also there was a lot of people after Michael Myers, and them not knowing what he looks like, so they go after the wrong guy, and he just jumps off the building because he's terrified and stuff. I think he's from the asylum as well. But anyway, he jumps off and dies, and he's turning over. Our Halloween guy, the bogeyman, is kind of turning people around him into monsters as well, with his legacy and stuff, which is quite apparent and works quite well. The hospital setting was nice as well and interesting. But for the first one, we go to our main antagonist's house. For the second one, we go to Michael Myers' actual house, and we have this gay couple there, and they get obliterated. And then it takes part in the final act with obviously his house, and then Michael Myers getting beaten and everything, and you just think that's it. That's it. There's too many people around him. He's nailed. And all of a sudden, he just gets back up and starts killing everyone, and it's just like, wow. And he just survives and then kills the mom, of course, at the very end. And the mom, the OG character, knew. She knew just from that phone call as well. Also, we move on to the third one now, and that's a weird one. It just takes a U-turn in the complete different direction from where we've been going. I don't know if it was like the first writer wrote the 1 and 2, and they changed the writer because it feels it. the different tone and everything. We suddenly have a wannabe Michael Myers. I mean, the bogeyman sort of thing. Legacy is he's escaped. We don't know where he is. It's 4 years later, and the mom, the OG character, I mean, and the granddaughter just want to move on. They don't care anymore. They've just had enough. So they're pretty much at their weakest, because in the second one and the first one they had guns, they had everything, whereas this one they didn't. They're at their definitely weakest, I felt. But we have this other character, the boyfriend who's trying to date the granddaughter. He was babysitting and got someone killed, a little kid killed, and then everyone's jumped on board of him being a villain and bad person. He gets beaten up quite a lot, and he gets to a point where he attacks back and kills a homeless person. And then Michael Myers, I guess, he meets him in the ground sort of thing, and it's like he's choking him, and then he just stops. It's like suddenly he's trying to make him his Padawan or something. It was weird. It was definitely like, oh, I see myself in you, so I'm gonna stop killing you. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And then they start going off and killing people. And the guy who's dating the granddaughter, the boyfriend, is literally becoming a murderer like him and using the scarecrow mask as his mask, and then eventually getting to the point where he thinks he can take over Michael Myers and just like, the bogeyman, you're just another man. So he starts beating him and gets the mask off him to later on fail. And of course, the bogeyman fights back and kills him at the very end there. But also, before that, he did try and kill himself to frame it on the grandma. So if no one can have a, boom, sort of thing. I thought it was interesting. I think it's just a different tone. It takes you different to get your head around, really, because it's like it's a different vibe altogether. And of course, we get to the end point now, where obviously they're trying to live their lives and stuff, which isn't cool. But then they get to this point, the OG final fight, and my guys actually gets stabbed and stabbed, and a fridge falls in him, and you just think, whoa, this is very low stakes. The first one had him blowing up. This is just him on a table getting beaten. The mask comes off. He's just an old man. And I think that's the creepy thing. It still has that aspect of, out of all this, it's just a man. It could be anyone. That's the creepiness that this franchise holds, I feel, from these three I've just watched. All in one night, by the way. I'm knackered. I think I started this at 9 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock in the morning because I had a little bit of breaks. So I'm going to bed after this. But, yes. The guy has died. But that's not it. They think he can't come back. He can't come back again. So they literally get him into this grinder thing and they put him in there and he just gets obliterated and that's it. And the granddaughter goes off. The nan is now getting with the police officer dude. And that's how it ends. Halloween ends. Apparently they're making another one. What the hell? It's just going to be someone wannabe of this character, isn't it? It's just going to like Scream, where, all the Scream deaths just continue with another character who was inspired by the original Scream. It's going to be like that with Michael Myers, I feel. And the bogeyman is going to be just a wannabe bogeyman again. I feel like that's where they're going to go next, because that's all they can, really. But yeah, I'm giving this, the first one gets a 9 out of 10. Solid stuff. The second one gets a 7 out of 10 from me. And I think the third one gets a 7 out of 10, but on a different scale. Like, it feels odd to have this as a trilogy, in my mind. But was it satisfying end? Yeah. Overall, probably an 8 out of 10 for the whole trilogy. But that's my thoughts and opinions on Halloween and watching it for the first time. What do you think? Let me know down below. As always, I'll see you guys for another review of anything geeky and sometimes horror-y next time. Have a nice day.